Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Alyssa. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I create budgeting content around basically my journey to paying off over $200,000 in student loan debt, but I also have a part-time reselling business on places like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, ThreadUp, Flip, Amazon. The list seems to be continuously going longer and longer every time I film this intro. However, this video is all about the Budget by Paycheck by the Budget Mom workbook. We will be closing out the first 2 weeks of June, and I know I'm a little bit late, but I just got back from vacation literally less than 24 hours ago, and it has just been so hectic sort of getting back into the things of like work, cooking, cleaning, just everything that just obviously wasn't done while I was gone. But I had a wonderful time on vacation. I really didn't want to leave. If you can tell, I'm a little bit tanner, and if I take off my watch, you can see my tan line, which is absolutely crazy. So I definitely had fun in the sun, as you say. But let's get into basically closing out and all of my numbers for the first 2 weeks of June. If you remember when we set up the June budget, and I'll link the video in the corner up above, I mentioned that I had a lot of credit card debt that I had somehow accumulated within the past like 3 or 4 weeks with moving to a new apartment. My now ex-boyfriend and I obviously split, which is now why he's my ex, and I basically started over. I didn't really have any furniture. I didn't even have a mattress. I brought some like utensils and things, but I had to buy everything brand new. I left all of the furniture with him. It was just so much easier that way. So I somehow accumulated like $5,000 in debt on top of just the other debt I already have. My expected income was exactly how I had predicted it. So my paycheck was $1,651. So I borrowed savings from my house saving fund as well as my student loan savings fund, and then I also borrowed money from basically the other sinking funds, not these ones here, but separate sinking funds like Christmas or my MacBook, to make sure I can pay off the credit card debt that I had gotten myself into. This one, so the Alaska Airlines credit card, it doesn't have any type of 1 year 0 interest promo. If I would have not paid this off, I think I would have gotten charged almost 25% interest, and I did not want to do that. So it made sense to me to pull money from the cash and then just deposit that in my checking account and then pay it off just all together, which is exactly what I did. So that was a savings, and I did borrow $4,000 from my emergency fund. I do have about $5,000 left over in my emergency fund, so I feel pretty comfortable with that. We will be rebuilding back up my emergency fund just to be safe and just to make sure I'll be okay there. And then sinking funds, 1,000 of this was for vacation and 100 of it was for Father's Day, as well as my dad's birthday is in July, July 1st. So I just ended up using the $100 for both of his gifts, and that was pretty simple for me. So my total income, and keep in mind, only the $1,651 was really what I got distributed to me. Everything else is what I had been saving, which is so important that I was able to save all of this money to be in the situation that I am and to be able to pay off this debt. I honestly can't believe it that I was able to leave the relationship and be able to be just fine on my own. That was something that really, I think, maybe held me there longer than I needed to, was that I didn't think I would be able to financially afford it, and I obviously could. So I'm really glad it kind of all worked out. My total income, so really what I got paid from my work plus the savings I used, was $9,226. So for rent, I had my old rent. So my ex and I agreed I would pay 2 months of rent, and that was equivalent to $1,100. So I did pay him the $1,100 for June's rent. And then when I moved into my new apartment, it was supposed to be cleaned and it wasn't. So she gave me like a really deep discount. And then I also had a situation where I got locked out and I had to call a locksmith. So I made them refund me that amount. So they just took it off my rent. So my total rent for my new place for June was $590. However, typically it's $1485. So very different numbers, but I'm really glad that it was kind of less. It happened it's just crazy how the world works is really all I'm gonna say there. Acorns was $20. I stopped Acorns just for the immediate future. However, this was one last transaction before I forgot to cancel it, or pause it, I should say. Therapy was $25, and then electricity, this was for the old place, I should write, was $156. I just agreed to pay it. I said I really don't want to deal with the back and forth. My bill total was exactly what I anticipated it to be, $1,891. So that leaves us with $7,335 left over for all of the rest of these expenses. Grocery, I was over budget and ended up being $50. I don't know who I was kidding when I said $15 for groceries. That's crazy. It's like 2 loaves of bread these days. Eating out was way under budget at $11.24. I had budgeted $100. Gas and car, I meant to only put in $15, but I looked away for like a hot second and then it just climbed to $17.93. It's okay. It's only like $3 over. Investments was $3.32 over budget, which is just fine. So fun and entertainment, I'm not quite sure why I didn't incorporate this into the original budget, but $128 went to fun and entertainment. If we go back and we look at the expense tracker for the month, I had fun and entertainment by putting money on, I see, on my Orca card, which is basically the card you need to like tap onto the bus if you don't have cash or to like the light rail here in Seattle. And then I did buy some beach chairs off Costco, which I will likely return because I don't know why I decided to spend $110 on like Tommy Bahama beach chairs. They didn't have the ones I wanted online, so I ended up just buying a 2-pack, but I might go see if they just have the one chair for me to go sit on the beach. I haven't decided if I'm going to return that, but that's where most of the money came from, was those beach chairs. I did it as fun and entertainment because it will be used for fun and entertainment of sitting on the beach. I could have used it for miscellaneous, but it just didn't sit right in my brain to use it for miscellaneous. Holiday was exactly as anticipated of $100. Self-care was only $25 for my therapy appointment. I thought I was going to go get a pedicure and I just really ran out of time. Miscellaneous, which will also include laundry. I actually have a lot of ones, so hopefully my next budget I don't need to basically budget for laundry. So my miscellaneous was $145. And then travel and vacation, I was over by $124. That's okay. I really don't mind. And I did kind of have it in my budget. You'll see that I really didn't have it in my budget to go over, but my total variable expenses for the month was $1,616.41. I didn't do any sinking funds or any savings for the month because I needed it all to be applied towards debt. So for my Alaska Airlines credit card, I did end up paying $150 more. Can't remember why that happened that way, but it did. So I paid $5,650. I only have about $300 left to pay on the Alaska Airlines credit card, and then I'm literally consumer debt free, including the Discover card. So the Discover I paid off this month, so it's $187. I believe I did. I might have a little bit more. I have to double check for the next budget. After June, I should be completely credit card debt free and just have my student loans. So if we add this all up, it was actually ends up being negative $119. And really what happened was I ended up getting paid like a day earlier than I thought, and somehow it pulled like money from that. Very confusing to explain, but I did incorporate it into my next 2 weeks budget. I basically just over budgeted in my credit card category, so that's really where the extra came from, was pretty much the credit card side of things. That is where my first 2 weeks of June set me. I'm not pleased with myself that I had to use so much in savings, but I'm also need to remember that it was exactly there for that purpose of in case of an emergency. And I feel like having a breakup and needing a place to live is probably consider an emergency. I still have $5,000 left over in my emergency fund. I still have money left in my student loan and my house sinking funds. I still have other sinking funds left. So I'm doing just fine financially. And I have to say, like, thank you so much to the Budget Mom. I don't think I would be in this position without this structure. And something I've been kind of realizing as I've been reading her book is this truly works for me. I was doing stuff on an Excel spreadsheet before and it just didn't make sense. And now that I have all of these tools to be successful and that I'm by myself and I can really hone in on budgets, I'm really excited to see what I can kind of accomplish the rest of 2022. Thank you all so much for following me on this journey. You have no idea how much I really appreciate it. I can't believe we're over 600 subscribers. 600 people want to follow my budgeting, all my different types of content. So thank you so much. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you're just watching it for the first time or you just found me, consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving a comment. It really does help out my YouTube channel and it's completely free. It will not cost you anything, will not impact your budget at all. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you can get out there and enjoy some sunshine, and I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.